Hey guys, Gaming Engineer here. I just wanted to get a video done before the new year. I told you guys I have one more video for you after Christmas, and here's the next one. I didn't want to delay it. So this is race 2 of Nations Cup, round 5. You would have seen in the first race I completely fucked it up. That was all my fault, and managed to secure 10th somehow. So this race, it was more about saving my SR, because my SR took a hit. And look, if I walked away with any DR at all, I would have been happy. I wasn't expecting much, but again, I gave it my all, and I said I'll just get my SR back. So you'll see I qualified 7th, amazingly. I don't know how I managed that. I think I got very lucky. But at the same time, I had decided, especially in this race, to just muscle the car around. It wasn't a choice, it was just make the car do what I want to do, and just pick up as many positions as I could. I was feeling a lot more confident in the car after the first race, seeing how I went, and all the places that I could attack. Sort of gave me the inside edge onto the second race on what I needed to do and where I needed to sort of let off the throttle, brake early, brake hard, where I could brake late, things like that. I didn't include in the replay, I didn't include it, but unfortunately there's a bit of trouble for this backpack, and that's why I'm really glad I didn't qualify there. Poor Charlie here gets absolutely fucked. He gets destroyed through one of the other guys just, I guess, not being used to taking off on cold mediums. I'm assuming he had mediums with no traction control. I've been there, I've done that, so I understand his position, but at the same time he cost a lot of people their races, so I'm not sure if the replay will if this race will catch it, but just keep an eye in the background, and there's a big kerfuffle at the back, and yeah, unfortunately Charlie and all of them get tangled up in it. And there's a bit of drama there. Now, I have a bit of drama on the first lap as usual. None of my races are ever clean, unfortunately, but I have a bit of trouble into turn 1 with Renegade. So there you go, you see the trouble in the back there. That's Charlie hitting the wall quite severely. So you'll see Renegade come down the right side of me on the inside line, and I'm slightly ahead as we go into the inside off the left-hander. A little bit of understeer, pushing out wide, and I hit him off the track. So that's my fault. There's the replay right there. Brake, inside line, on the gas, hard lock, but unfortunately we make contact, and he's on the gravel patch. So I wear the 3-second penalty. That's my fault. I took it. I cost him his race. It wasn't intentional. There was no dive bombing or anything like that. We were running side by side, but just from the understeer. Now you'll see Crazy Cooker here get absolutely loose. I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but he touches the grass and just loses it, and it's amazing because he makes a heroic comeback. But yeah, I included that just for comedic purposes, because I was like, what the fuck is going on there? But back to Renegade. Yeah, I understeered. It was full lock the opposite way to try and not hit him. I knew he was there, and unfortunately I gave him a little bit of a love tap, and I wore the 3-second penalty. So you'll see that come up. That puts me into the middle of the pack, and I was so scared because I hate being in the middle of the pack. But it is what it is, unfortunately. So I'll take my penalty. You see I get swallowed up, and at this point I said, look man, you just gotta fucking send it. You don't have a choice. You'll see Renegade back there into 8th, and he's probably like, this fucker is gonna hit me again. So I think he was a bit nervous around me, but yeah, I wasn't trying to hit anybody. But at this point I was 6th. I said, look, I'm 1 position up from where I started, but just give it everything I have. Don't stop. The car's good. I can brake late. Tires are good. Racing softs. You'll see I take this chicane. I hit every single curb. I could give a fuck. I was just sending the car as hard as I could, everywhere, braking as late as I could, using up all the tire, all the grip that I had, and just relying on that downforce. And yeah, I secured a good finish. I was on the podium again, so that was quite nice. I'm hopefully going to make a habit of being on the podium as many times as I can. But you know, it is what it is. Diesel Dave, I don't know what he does. He goes really wide and gifts me 5th. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe lost a grip, maybe he entered too fast, but he gave me 5th. I said thank you very much, and I got onto the gearbox off Kovac. There was no move there. I had a look just to pressure him, just to play in his mirrors a little bit, and I knew through this Sector 2 part there wasn't going to be a chance to pass because I was too far to make a lunge down the inside here. And after my last race where I dive bombed Cosmic, I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that again. So you'll see I just bide my time, just waiting. I said I need to have a good run out of this corner here, and then get a good exit speed out of the right-hander and try and attack him on this infamous back straight where I've had so much trouble. You'll see I get an amazing exit out of that right-hander going uphill off camber. Didn't pick up a penalty, surprisingly. I don't know how I did that. The game was very kind to me, and I said, fuck it, just send it. So I took it down the inside, braked as late as I could, and that secured me against Kovic to give me 4th. And that was a crucial place right there. That was a very key moment to get back to 4th, because that allowed me, or freed me up to chase Crazy Cooker and Arty Blast. Because Arty Blast was my goal, because if I get to 2nd, I'd be happy. Little did I know that he fell to 3rd, so I was actually chasing 3rd, but whoops. You'll see I'm just using him as much curb as I can. I didn't care about any form of grip saving, or looking after the tires, or looking after the fuel. It was just go as hard as I could for as long as I could, make these tires give me as much grip as they possibly can early on, make these positions up, and then hopefully hold everyone off for maybe a lap or 2, and then get the mediums when everyone else pits, gets the mediums a lap 6 or 7, and then we're all on the even playing field again, but I've secured positions, basically. That was the plan. Go hard early on, make up the positions, and then just hold it till the pit stops come in. And you'll see around lap 5, I think lap 5 is when I make my decisive move into 3rd. So it's a little bit far away, so I'll let you watch this until lap 5 comes up, 5 or 6, one of the two. And I'll be back to touch upon that, but until then it's just solid racing, so enjoy. So here we are, I'm chasing RT Blast. I told you guys I was aiming for him, but he fell to third, so I was actually chasing third. Had a massive exit out of that final right-hander, and that just put me right on his gearbox. You see, I go for the move there. Now, the reason I'm touching upon this is I think I closed the door a bit too severely. You'll see I move across, but in the replays I was ahead of him, but I think it still pissed him off, because you'll see he flashes his lights there, and it's a bit of a dick move for me. I feel a bit bad watching the replay now. Now you'll see I'm ahead of him. I close the door a little bit, brake, as I'm entitled to, but I should have left a car's width. Now this is his point of view. You'll see again, I'm coming down the inside, move across, just slightly less than a car's width, and he had to maybe move or jink the steering wheel a little bit to get onto the apex, onto the rubble strip, so he wasn't too happy with me. The reason I touched upon that, because if you saw it in the replay, you're like, Ash is a cunt. Yeah, I don't think it was too bad. I don't think it would have warranted any penalty or racing incident from any stewards that would have seen it, unless we make contact. But he was, you know, he was well aware where I was, and he sort of braked early enough. But again, it was still a bit of a dick move from my part, just for closing the door so hard. So, you know, just note to self, maybe I should have left a car's width instead of maybe 3/4 of a car's width. So yeah, I just include that replay just to say, hey, this is what happened. If you guys watch it, don't worry, I know about it. I'm not a blind cunt, I saw it. But yeah, aside from that, lap 6, lap 7 I go to mediums, and then the rest of the race is, yeah, pretty uninteresting. I get a lot of pressure from the Corvette of Eddie towards the end, just near the end, about lap 8 or 9. He piles on the pressure for a couple laps, so enjoy watching that. I do buckle a bit on the final lap that he's pressuring me. I do buckle a bit where I pushed a bit too hard and touched the gravel, but luckily for me, he was very respectful. I think he knew he was going to pit at that point, so he didn't force the issue, and that saved my butt. But I held him off for a good solid 3 laps, so I'm pretty proud that I managed to absorb that pressure basically. But yeah, you'll see him in the background there. He does come on pretty strong, and he pressures me. So you can see me racing under pressure, which you probably haven't seen a lot of, because I usually make a hash of it. But I gave it the fucking jandle and I sent it, and ultimately I walked away with the reward. So I'm very happy with it. Very happy with the solid performance. I'll let you enjoy the rest of this, and you'll watch me get under pressure from Eddie, and I'll touch upon some stuff at the end of the race. Thanks, guys. So you'll see my mistake coming up after this right-hander. I put on the gravel, just trying to carry too much speed, and just trying not to lose it. I'm like, fuck me. But Eddie is very respectful, so I'm actually thankful for that. He didn't try anything stupid. He didn't go for huge moves. He was down the inside. He could have had me there, but yeah, he was just really respectful, and I think he knew he was going to the pits anyway. So that basically saved my butt. Otherwise, I would have been fucked if he was still going. You know, if he wasn't pitting. And he had all his tyre strategy and all of that sorted. So yeah, thanks Eddie, thank you very much. I don't know who you are, but thank you for not making me look foolish in this replay and having to explain to the viewers how I lost third. But that was the pressure. I hope you enjoyed it, watching me trying to drive for my life, and I'll touch upon my podium when we cross the finish line. Thanks guys. So you'll see I'm on the gearbox of the Aston. He has a bad chicane sector through the last few turns, and I was never going to go for the move. If I got gifted second, sure, but I was never going to force it. So Lewis drove an amazing race. Get in there, Lewis. And Crazy Cooker saved it from that diabolical little fuck up. So all in all, third place, pretty happy. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. I have one more video for you guys. But no, thank you very much. I appreciate the support, and Merry Christmas. Belated Christmas anyway.